I mean, they called themselves Morello's Force 1988 because they started in 1988. I think Ronnie was 18 and Jason was 16 at the time. I remember trying to get info out of Ronnie when we toured with him on Morello's Force, and he didn't really want to talk about it.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Dial M for Martin. I'm your host, Josh Olson. Thank you very much.
You forget your last name?
Joined by my other host, Mr. Jerry Morrison. Hey, Jerry.
Hello. How's it going, Josh? Good to see you.
It's going well. It's good. I know. It's good to see you. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
It's been a minute.
Last time we had to talk about Bleach, which was okay, I guess. But, you know.
That was fine. I mean.
It was fine.
Am I
care
allowed
more
to,
about this?
Am I allowed to jump
Please.
in, or do I wait until I'm introduced?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, we have a guest. Oh, sorry, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay,
we have a
fine.
guest.
That's fine.
We have a guest this evening, don't we?
I
You want to
think we
introduce
do.
him? Yeah, introduce him.
Yeah, who
Can
are
you give my full intro, please?
With your nickname?
No. I need, in case people are listening to this, don't know who I am, what shows I'm involved in.
Yeah. Kylan Savage from
The Truth
K
About
is
Movie
for
Stars.
Kesha.
Yeah.
Kesha
No,
Jams
K is for
Now.
Kesha? What? No, get out of here. I'm going to send Valentine after you.
We have our perennial guest, Kylan Savage.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm back, baby.
On the Zoom call tonight.
It's because I'm in charge of the Zoom for the church jams now.
Yeah.
I have my own
interesting.
account. Thank you very much.
Okay, fine.
But I just want you here. I mean, this is the ongoing of introducing someone in real time to all of Jason Martin's music.
Yeah.
Whether it's
Yeah.
on Starflyer or maybe beyond, which is what we'll be talking about in this episode. So,
This is exciting.
yeah. Did you
I'm
actually have
excited.
something, Kylan, that you wanted to bring up?
No.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you had a point that you wanted to be introduced for.
No.
Are you a middle child, Kylan?
No, I'm a firstborn, baby.
He's a firstborn, believe it or
Interesting.
not.
You were given some pretty big middle child
I
energy
know.
there.
I know.
for a
Well,
second.
it's because I know
You're the middle child of Dial M for Martin.
exactly. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I
feel
get it. It all makes sense.
I'm lashing out because I'm out of my depth, right? Like normally I'm pretty comfortable, and I don't know what we're doing, and so I'm just along
sorry,
for the ride.
I'm sorry, that was awfully aggressive. I don't want to start the podcast with that
I do.
energy.
That's the fun thing. I do.
don't.
Let's. Well, you started it.
This is how
I did.
Yeah.
I feel like I've opened a can
Here
now.
we
I'm
are.
sorry.
Oh, yeah. No,
Here we
that's
are.
only
All
going to
right, bon
continue
voyage,
from
y'all.
there. Oh,
Hey.
look at this guy.
Look at that.
He says
Listen,
he doesn't know what's going on.
I do feel like I went a little overboard with yeah.
Very
that's-
nice. Get yourself a covered wagon. To take care of that, you know.
I could do this 59 more times, guys.
Yes, exactly. And that many times. Okay, did we just do one Dial M last year? I can't remember. It's been a
I don't
while.
know.
We
You're in
did
charge
gold.
of
It has been a
We did
while.
gold. Did we do anything else other than gold?
We did Lust for Gold.
That was the year before. That was 2024.
Was that the year before?
That was.
Wow.
Man, whoever is scheduling this show has been slacking.
We've been slacking. It has
real.
been 2025 feels like a dark void. I don't remember what we did. I think we did just do gold maybe, and that was the only one.
Yeah, you're too busy with
sad.
your other band playing Furnace Fest, probably.
Maybe something. I don't know.
Lame.
It was lame. No, just kidding. It
Well-
was great. I loved it.
I know. Wish could have been there. Well, tonight, we're bringing things back to Dial M for Martin and a little peek behind the pop filter and specifically the schedule pop filter, you know, because we all have
Table?
those.
Peek behind the pivot
Peek
table.
behind the pivot table. Thank you, Kylan. Wow, you should almost be a host of this show.
I know.
I'd have to
right?
discuss it with the other host before we officially
Just let me
bring you
know.
on.
Let me know.
but
Send the
we'll
paperwork
see.
my way. I'll see if I can make it happen.
Yeah. Have your people talk to our people about it. But we do have at least a couple things in the works for Dial M for Martin, and also covering some Starflyer on this show / crossover ep with our sister show, Church Jams Now, because we've got some anniversaries coming up this year that I think we're discussing.
Pretty big ones.
Yeah, some big ones. But this was Jerry's idea. So we are going to be talking a little bit, or talking this episode about just side projects from Jason Martin. Jerry, do you want to talk a little bit more on kind of what spurred that idea?
Yeah, I think back to Starflyer for me, and thinking back to like the origins of my fandom, and I remember just 14-year-old me flipping out over every little Jason Martin adjacent project that I heard about, right? Like this was internet was still pretty young. I mean, this was 94, 95, 96. I think my first taste was the Lee and Me song on the Art Core Volume 1. And it was like to think that Jason Martin did other things was like, that was essentially Starflyer with another singer, but it just, yeah. And I remember, and actually, this is I brought props.
Look at that. Jerry's got props.
Great. I got props.
Are these this what I think it is?
So I remember when Velvet Blue Music launched, and that was kind of a big deal. And there were all these new, these releases that were very Jason Martin adjacent. So I have VB. Hold on, I'm out of order here. I have VBM001.
Nice.
Rainbow Rider.
Oh wow.
VBM002. This is Pony Express, and VBM003. Bon Voyage, and VBM004. Jupiter James, which are all very much Jason Martin adjacent. Well, I think we'll cover going forward. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to go through and kind of just pick out. I have favorites, Jason Martin side projects. I have ones that I don't care for and things that I've never listened to until this week.
Wow.
Things that I've tried. So I thought it'd be fun to talk through those things and share some of our favorite songs. And so it was kind of that top 5 thing, like, hey, let's pick our top 5 favorite side project songs. And yeah, kind of as an introduction to folks who maybe don't know the breadth of Jason Martin's musical output.
You. Well, here's the thing is that, like, when I think of Jason Martin side projects, I think I sent you all the list, but then there's like technically all the adjacent stuff that you're saying, like the Jupiter James, the Pony Express stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I guess technically he's like connected. So I think that was something that we also talked about, of like, what level of connectivity to a project are we qualifying here as a side project?
Yeah.
'Cause you could make the argument that like so many things. And then it would be an insane list.
It would be an insane list because I have a couple other, so there's Upside Down Room, which I don't even think got brought up, but they were a band on Tooth and Nail. And I have a couple 7 inches as well that I think he produced at some point. And it's like, do we even want to go down that rabbit hole?
Because then we got to bring up Cold War Kids. And
right, exactly. But things like that, for me as a young Starflyer fan, I wanted every bit of it. I wanted to get my hands on everything that he was adjacent to. So this was a fun trip down memory lane for me. Now, this kind of spoilers, but not spoilers. I'm not going to reveal any of my bands yet, but I pretty much stuck to bands that he was directly
involved.
Well, I feel like you could do a whole other episode of just production. Like things he produced.
Produced, yeah.
Also, can I propose calling this episode Adjacent Martin?
Oh. Yes.
See, that's why you keep me around, Josh. That's why I'm here.
Ooh, that's another thing on your resume. Looking pretty good, Kylan.
Thanks. All right.
Pretty good.
If you want me to co-host, I'm here.
Okay, good to know. Well, that's cool, Jerry. I love that perspective too, of bringing on the OG fan, because you got to experience all these in real time as they came out, and whether you did or did not like them, we'll discover, which is going to be fun. But also, I think that's just one of my favorite things about. That's one of the things I love about Jason Martin, just as an artist, is that one, Starflyer, and just the fact that he's done 17 records at this point with many EPs. Like, just the amount of output for that band alone is crazy. But then when you add in all the other side projects, it's like this guy he's just churning stuff out. And the side projects is just like what's fun, because it's like he does his thing, and then he's also like, oh yeah, I'll do this project with my friends here, and then I'll do this one here. Like,
then I'll do this one here.
He just wants to make cool music with his friends, like Kylan always says, right? You know.
Yep. I love it. Well, and it was cool for me. This was a neat exercise again to kind of go through some of these, and what I ended up doing was looking at some of these side projects and cross-referencing them with the era of album that they were kind of adjacent Martin to.
Jason Martin.
Yep.
But like, it's like, oh, this album sat in between this album, like Slow and Young in My Head. And it's like, oh, that's cool. And I can kind of hear
see
that.
the connective tissue between.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a lot of fun for me too, like to view it through that lens. So yeah, this was a fun exercise.
Yeah, there's a big one in there. I mean, I definitely think, there's more we could get into. It's like we should start a podcast about all the little things that connect, all the Pepe Silvias of everything adjacent Martin. So, I kind of like prepared like, I guess like an overview of some of the side projects that we could go through chronologically, just like, especially since I think this will be, because I think for our next episode, we're planning to talk about one of these side projects in depth of covering the record, but this will just be a good primer for at least the main, because obviously you could make the argument of what level qualifies as a side project, but at least for the ones that I focused on, and then Jerry, you can bring up other ones as you see fit, and we can just talk about them all, just so we can introduce the listener, and then we can get into it a little bit. So the ones that I had, and feel free to pipe in at any time. I just want to start with some stats, like we always do.
Yeah, love it. I love a good stat.
For the ones that I'm counting as like directly involved with one as ish, but still, I have 8 side projects here that released a total of 12 LPs and 1 EP. Which, when you add that to Starflyer's output, I mean, you're looking at
insane.
30 plus releases if you add the EPs in there, and then there's even more stuff that you could connect and whatnot. So it's pretty crazy. But I believe the first one that only recently saw the light of day was Morella's Forest 1988. Correct. They were originally Morella's Forest with him, Jason on drums, and then his brother Ronnie on guitar and Vox. And then I think they stopped being the band, and then the other Morella's Forest, I guess, asked if they could use the name or something.
Yeah, like years later, Morella's Forest from Ohio, I think they're from Toledo, I think, reached out to ask. Yeah, because that was they called themselves Morella's Forest 1988 because they started in 1988. I think Ronnie was 18 and Jason was 16 at the time. I remember trying to get info out of Ronnie when we toured with him on Morella's Forest, and he didn't really want to talk about it.
Didn't want to talk about it.
Because it was it was such a huge, just myth, like this mythical thing of like, there's this band that they had together that no one's heard. And he was just like, we were kids.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of it's his high school band. He's like, I don't want to talk about that. Like, I'm a real musician now.
Right. Because Ronnie played guitar, which is crazy. Like, to me, that's awesome. Like, and I've listened to this, and I think it's cool. I think it's a cool artifact for the time. But spoiler alert: none of those songs made my top 5.
Oh, surprising. Yeah. Same here. Because I mean,
is it just like high school? Stuff, kind of.
Well, if you frame it when you frame it that way, it's actually like, oh, yeah, this is actually really good.
Yeah, especially for late 80s. Like,
for sure.
What's the vibe? Like, what's the sound?
Very British, The Cure.
Okay, that makes sense.
Britpop, yeah.
That makes sense as the starting point and where both of them sort of branched out. Yes. I could see that.
Yeah, so the fact that, they even had a recording from this time enough to make the record, or that I guess was a recording for a record, that got to eventually be released. I can't remember how many years ago it was. Like, that's just cool in itself.
Yeah, very cool.
I have the CD of it. It's not my favorite of the side projects, but it's a cool thing that
it's a cool thing. I'm glad that it exists, because it almost didn't. I think I was reading somewhere where there were only cassette copies being bounced around, and nobody had like the masters or anything, and they had to get real creative with how they released it and got it remastered and all this stuff, because they were bouncing around tape copies.
So I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
It's very cool. Okay, well, don't expect to hear that on any of our lists.
Very true.
What if my top 5 was all?
It's just the first 5 tracks.
Just the first 5 tracks.
Yeah, or the last 5 tracks. Side B, maybe.
Spoiler alert: I don't have a top 5 list.
Totally fine. I love it.
That's fine. By the end of this podcast, Kylan, I expect you'll have so many songs that you just can't wait to put in your top 5.
All right. I'm here for it.
That's the goal of the show. The next one, which you could you mentioned it. I was like, I don't know if we want to count it officially as a side project, but you have Starflyer 2000, which has famously Lee Nash from Sixpence on there. I said it's basically Bon Voyage 1.0. And then
that's fair.
Yeah.
I didn't count that in when I was putting together my list. I did not count that because
it's only just the one song.
It's just the one song, and I love it. I think it's
a great song. It's a great song.
Absolutely love it, but it didn't seem fair almost.
Yeah.
So, but yes.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Kylan, have you ever about that? Like, do you know that they did a song together? Have you ever heard the song?
I have not heard the song.
It's really nice. You might like it.
All right.
It's just her. It's Lee Nash singing a Starflyer song. They were dating at the time.
That's cool.
I
think you guys talked about this on the Gold episode.
Yep.
I think y'all brought this up.
Yeah, because yes,
I was aware of their connection briefly. So, all right, I'll check it out. What's the song called?
I think it's called Starflyer 2000.
No, the band is Starflyer 2000. And
that's right.
Lee and Me. But it was only ever released on Random Tooth and Nail compilation.
Artcore Volume 1.
Okay. Yep. So it's not on streaming, but you can find it on YouTube.
All right.
Yep. So Bon Voyage 1.0 then goes into Bon Voyage 2.0, which is actual Bon Voyage, which was then after Jason and Julie met on the set of the Housewife Love Song video. They, of course, got married. And then what do? You start a band.
Now, I do want to, before we dive into Bon Voyage, there was one other. There was Dance House Children, which was post Morello's Forest, but it was Ronnie and Jason's band after the Morello's Forest, and it started leaning more into kind of the electronic side of things that became kind of Ronnie's signature sound. But that's one, and that's another one where I'm like, I don't love it. It's not my favorite stuff, and that album's hard to track down. But yes,
very rare. I honestly don't know if I even knew that Jason was involved. I knew it was Ronnie's thing, but I didn't know.
No, he was. It was him and Jason at first, and Jason bounced.
Doing drums as well, like Morello's
Don't remember
Forest,
exactly Don't remember his exact involvement, but it may have been drums or some guitars, but it was real synth heavy. It was very synth poppy. So
okay.
But it was the two of them, I'm pretty sure, at first.
And it's a full length, right? Is it a full length LP?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's CDs I've seen people, every time they score one, they put it in the Starflyer group. And I'm like, I'm aware of it, but I didn't know.
And I'm sure somebody in that group's going to correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm about 80% sure that I'm right on this one, that Jason was definitely involved. It was kind of their thing. And then it was like before Jason split to do Starflyer. But yes. But after that, we had Bon Voyage, yes.
Bon Voyage, yep. Which they've released 3 records, starting in 1998 with the self-titled, 2002, The Right Amount, and 2008, Lies. And then one song after that on the 2010 Volume 5, Happy Christmas.
That's right.
So,
yep.
That's
one on the first one in 1998 and then one in 2010. So
Lies is notable because it has a cover of Girlfriend in a Coma, which Bleach also recorded a cover.
Also did. Yeah,
we did. And I did not actually remember that they also did a cover. Kind of cool.
After y'all too. Y'all did it first.
We did do it first. And there was talk for a little while that Tooth and Nail was going to put out like a covers album type thing.
Yeah.
And it never happened. But I want to say that's why we did Girlfriend in a Coma. Or maybe we just wanted to do it because we liked it. And we were working with Neil King at the time, and he produced he engineered the first Smiths album, and he produced that album that we were working on. So we thought, let's do a Smiths song, and he was way into it, and so we did it. And then that album never happened. So, yeah, cool bit of trivia, cool side note.
I love that.
We share, and I like their version. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's very synth, very poppy.
It's one of my favorite Smiths songs, so I'm always happy with more versions of it. Yep. So expect to hear more Bon Voyage in the future from us. And maybe it'll make... Jerry didn't say that it didn't make any of his lists, so who knows? We'll see what that means.
You have to wait and see.
We'll see what that means. Okay. The next one that I have, you can correct me and jump in wrong. we're going here something that was never officially released. I think if my timeline is correct here, but we have Enemy Ships.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
One of those, another long lost album that never saw. Yeah. So this was 2002. Now there was another. So if you want to count Pony Express, I don't know if we count Pony Express, but Jason played drums on several of the Pony Express releases.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to count that.
Jeff Cloud's
Right.
musical project.
Yes. And he often included Jason and other people who were pretty Starflyer adjacent. So Jason Martin.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
TM.
Yeah, TM. So I think I would put that in there. I think that to me qualifies. It's also, I didn't put any Pony Express on my list because it feels enough outside that it doesn't feel like I'm not into them, but he did play on the album, so
Okay. I mean, that qualifies, I would say.
yeah. But Enemy Ships, The Emergency, 2002, I believe. 2000, yeah. This is I remember hearing about this when this album was recorded and never came out, but it was like kind of an effort. They were signed by Atlantic, which was a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
Super cool.
So why did it not come out?
Atlantic shelved it.
They just shelved it.
Wow.
Which was a shame. And somehow I got a copy at some point. Somebody gave me a copy like that year. We were in Southern California playing shows, and I forget who it was. Somebody slipped me a copy. They were like, because I was talking about it. I'm like, oh man, I would have loved to have heard that. And they came to a show like the next night, and they're like, here you go. And I was like,
Oh, sweet.
yeah,
There's a bootleg.
yeah, and it was, and then like I think it leaked. It leaked sometime that year, like it hit all the sharing services. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, this isn't any insider knowledge or anything, but I feel like it was kind of, if you listen to the album, it is such a product of that time, of like that, like kind of rock and roll, a little sleazy. I didn't like it at first, and I was like, I don't know about this, but it did grow on me, and that's all I'll say.
No.
Don't want to tip my hat too much, but tip my hand. But yeah. So
but yeah. No, it's just a crazy. I didn't know about this till, I don't know, however many years ago. But yeah, it's basically a super group. And Kylan, I didn't know if you knew about this, but it's Jason Martin on guitar.
Yes.
It's basically kind of a Starflyer Stavesacre conglomeration, because you have Jason Martin and Frank Lenz, who was in Starflyer at the time. Frank Lenz on drums. And then you have Dirk, from the bassist from Stavesacre, and Ryan from the guitarist from Stavesacre. And then with Travis Zimmerman, who was in Jupiter James. And I didn't even connect the dots until this week that he played bass on the first two Bon Voyage records.
Yeah,
so
he did.
I was like,
he's on the cover of that first Bon Voyage album. That's him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think. I'm very curious what you would think of it, kind of, because it's very rock and roll, and like kind of like Jerry said, like kind of a little sleazy or whatever. Like it doesn't sound like anything that would be on like Tooth and Nail or something.
It sounds like
that.
something TJ would like.
I think kind of like
it was kind of that Hivesy.
Yeah, not Strokes-ish, but kind of
little
like
that like
leaning
New York sleazy garage rock kind of thing.
Kind of. It felt a little bit like it was that, like,
the West Coast version of that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like the LA version of that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, it is pretty interesting. And I also felt similarly, like I got the files from someone on the Starflyer group, and I listened to it and I was like, yeah, it's not for me or whatever. And then I re-listened to it this week, and I was like, you know what? I think I wrote this off a little too quick. Like there's more to enjoy on this record.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's just a fascinating, like, they got signed to Atlantic, and then they just never released the record, which happened all the time.
So much.
But it's like, which it made sense like in the day, because obviously to put out a record, it's a lot of like money that goes into it, which now I'm like, with streaming, it doesn't cost you anything to release a record. Yeah. Like, I was like, you got to obviously deal with like all the legal stuff of like the streaming fees and whatnot now, but like the amount of capital that it takes to actually put something out now, like, not even close. So I'm like, is shelving records? Do major labels still shelve records? Or I don't know.
That feels like such an unknown entity at this point to me. Like, I mean, we were never on a major. We flirted with it just like a little bit. I feel like Atlantic was
They
Atlantic
probably do for the tax write-offs still or something.
Yeah, yeah. We never went down that path, obviously, and so like I have no idea. So, who knows?
Who knows? Sony, get at us. Let us know.
That's right.
I mean,
Okay.
the last that I know of that, and this was even 10, 12 years ago, I had a friend of mine in Dallas wrote and recorded an entire album with Maren Morris before she like blew up because she was a Dallas person.
Yeah.
And they wrote and recorded an entire like alt country album, and then she like got signed to a major and it like blew up, and they made him like shelve that entire record. They like put a cease and desist or something.
Interesting.
I know, that was crazy. They didn't want people to, so it kind of like tanked his like whole career. He was a manager at a place that I worked at as well, so it was like didn't work out great. I guess it still kind of happens.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure it does. Yeah, it's probably just less talked about these days. But also, if some major label shelves your record, I'm sure if you're a big artist, you'll have another one ready to go in 6 more months.
Yeah,
right.
Another 32 song string.
Exactly.
release.
Exactly. Okay, so the next one I have on mine, Jerry, is another, maybe our third at this time, Ronnie Jason collab.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
The Brothers Martin. Yep. That's
The
what I have next
Brothers
as well.
Martin, yes.
Yeah.
Which this whole era of Jason Martin is crazy. In
It's insane.
I don't know what I would say, probably the 2005. Like, I think you could start 2000, maybe 6, but the 2006 to 2000, definitely 8, but maybe 9 era of Jason Martin is crazy because he's doing so many side projects. He's releasing so many Starflyer records. It seemed like he was really like, I don't know, like being like, I'm going to make music. Like, I'm really pushing to like just do music full time, or like, which he probably was before, but
Yeah, it's interesting because it was shortly after this period where he was like, I'm old and I'm done. Right?
well,
And
then
it's
he
like
has to take over his dad's trucking business too.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Yeah.
right. And but it's like, I think also it feels like if you look at the amount of output, it's like, oh, he burned out.
I mean, probably, yeah.
For
'Cause it
sure,
is
like-
insane.
I'm sure managing a trucking business sounded like, I
Pretty
mean,
nice
you,
after. Yeah.
you get an album shelved by Atlantic, like it didn't work out. I feel like I guarantee there was feeling of like, oh, this is going to be our. I mean, I feel like he was probably holding it very loosely, like, whatever. But like, I'm sure there was a little bit of a feeling of like, hey, this is a major label, this could be a thing, and it never hit. And then it's like, yeah, he's cranking out, and it just never. I'm sure like he's throwing everything he has into it, and it's like.
And then the music industry kind of collapses. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and it's like,
does-
I'm going to go manage my dad's trucking company. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And it's like kind of production slows. I mean, shortly after the album slowed, not to be too on the nose, but like, it was like, oh, like, yeah, kind of all that kind of makes sense.
yeah, it does. But this is right in the middle of that time where you have him churning out records. And so in 2007, they did the Brothers Martin with Ronnie and Jason again, which I think they both wrote songs individually, and then they wrote, I think Communication was the song they wrote together.
Yep.
And then they had Ronnie sang on 6 of the songs and Jason sang on only 4 of the songs, which it would have been fun if they did 5 and 5, or I would think it would have been cool if they would have both done a version of Communication. I think that could have been cool.
That could have been cool.
Yeah, but
This album, I remember people being kind of bummed about it. Like when it came
really?
out, I feel like maybe I'm making that up, but I feel like people were bummed, and I remember listening to it and being like, "This is exactly what it says that it is." Like this is exactly
what were you
like,
guys expecting?
what was everyone expecting? Like this is exactly it is exactly an album of Jason and Ronnie doing what they do together, and it sounds exactly like that. I didn't give this a huge like amount of listens when it came out, but I've gone back to it recently, even before this, and man, there's some jams on there. I really like this album a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's the perfect, like, for someone like me who's not a big Joy Electric guy, that I can listen to it, and like even though like a lot of even the Ronnie songs I still like, there's a lot to enjoy in there, especially Jason's guitar and stuff. But I think it's just fun hearing both of them, and it's a good like if you don't want to go full Joy Electric, you can just do Brothers Martin.
Just you get halfway there.
Exactly.
I like that.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Kylan. Hey, the 20th anniversary is next year, so
All right.
dial it up.
Dial it up.
Yep. The next one I have is another 2007 release, or started in 2007, is of course Neon Horse.
People love Neon Horse.
Are you one of those people, Jerry?
No.
Oh
Man, and we'll get to this. That's all I'll say. We'll get to this, but I'm not a Neon Horse guy. So
okay.
Yeah.
But are you a Stavesacre guy?
I am a Stavesacre guy.
Okay. Just Mark doing the weird vocals that
man, the weird vocals, I think that's what turns me off, honestly. I like it. I like what they're going for, and I have tried because I really like, on paper, I'm not a huge Stavesacre guy, but I mean I love what's the album? It's like their best album. I think is it their second or third? Speakeasy, yeah. Speakeasy. I mean, man, what an album!
It's a great album.
I saw them do Speakeasy at the Door in Dallas, and the club owner like oversold the club, and they ended up playing 2 shows. And I watched Mark Solomon almost strangle this club owner out in the street because he was so pissed. It was amazing. I loved it so much, and like that era, like and the show was incredible. So I love Stavesacre. I love Starflyer. I really wanted to love Neon Horse, and I don't. But yeah, people really do.
The door manager? Is it Joel or something? What's that his name?
Joel Fruth?
Joel Fruth?
No, I don't think
it wasn't Joel.
Was it pre-Joel? Okay.
Yeah, it was not Joel. I love Joel Fruth so much. Yeah. Joel Fruth is an amazing dude. No, this was the owner of the door. What I forget his name. I don't want to slander him. Whatever, it's fine.
The door's not there anymore. It's fine.
He's not there anymore.
It's a parking lot. Rip.
Russell, I think, was his name. Something, I don't know. He wasn't a very good guy. I don't think so. That was an amazing show.
Okay,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Nice, very nice. Okay, yeah. Well, I think I've talked about it on the show, so I don't need to talk about it a lot. But Neon Horse was actually kind of my introduction to Jason Martin's catalog. Yeah. And specifically the self-titled. My cousin introduced me to it, and I really enjoyed it, and got into that in the second record too, long before I was ever listening to Starflyer. And so that was kind of like my primer into Jason's writing styles. So yeah, so I do like the Horse. So you may see a song show up on my list.
Nice.
And of course they've done 2 records, and then as of 2024,
didn't they do something last year?
It was 2024. They did an EP.
It was 2 years ago.
It was 2 yeah.
2 years ago.
Yep, which honestly was great. Yeah, also that was a great year for Jason Martin music, because you got Lust for Gold and Habited Creature by Neon Horse, which are both excellent releases in my opinion.
All right.
So glad for that for you.
Oh, yeah. We'll turn you too, Jerry. We'll turn you too. Okay, the next one I have, this is also one that I'm like, I asked you, I think specifically, like, does this one count? But we talked about White Lighter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if Neon Horse counts, White Lighter counts.
I mean, the White Lighter record is basically the third Neon Horse record. It's technically songs, I mean, it's very close.
It's very close, but it's a less goofy with the vocals and more like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
But I can't argue with that, because it's the same. It's the same time, and it's essentially a lot of the same lineup.
Yeah, because it's all the songs that Stephen Dale had written, and so he's playing guitar and bass, and then he just kind of brings in a super group around him of Jason. And so Jason produces, does keys on a lot of the songs, and I think he just does guitar on one of the songs for the recording. And then they did like 2 live videos, and Jason's like playing as well. Andy Prickett
from the Prayer Chain.
Chain, David Brotherton, and Trey Many both have drum credits on there. And then, of course, got Mark. And I think I've heard that the story, at least, of like, I guess Steven was like, had the songs and was trying to get a vocalist. And then Jason's just like, why don't you just ask Mark to do it? And I guess Mark said yes and did a record. So
and I love this album.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely love this album so much.
It's a great record.
It's a really great record. It was not on my radar at all. And somebody sent me one of the live videos, and I was like, what? I was like, this is all my favorite people, and yeah, I love this album a lot. So
Okay, I wonder if there's a song on your list. We'll find out soon.
We'll see.
In just a couple minutes. The next album I have, this one is definitely a side project, is Lo and Behold.
Okay.
In 2015.
Yep.
With their album Uppers, which is a side project of Jason and Ryan Clark, who you may know from Demon Hunter.
Yep.
Wow.
I had not listened to this album, full disclosure, until preparing for this episode.
Really? Okay.
It just somehow this was not on my radar at all. And I like it for what it is, but it's not my cup of tea. But
yeah,
I'm glad.
I'm kind of the
glad that
same
it
way.
exists.
What is it? What?
It's Depeche Mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's an ode to Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the program drums, which I get is like the style, but I'm like, come on, we got real. You know so many. You are a real drummer,
so
Jason.
You got, and get Yogi from Demon Hunter.
Yeah. So, which I get that. I think Stephen Dale was like a little bit involved as well.
Sure.
So it's like I feel like Jason was kind of just able to do it all himself between programming the drums, doing the guitars.
Yeah.
Probably have Ryan recording himself and sending him the vocals and whatnot. So it's cool for what it is. This was actually the first, I think, Jason Martin release after I like became a full-fledged Starflyer fan that I got to experience.
Oh, cool.
So it was cool for that reason, but it wasn't like what I was hoping for.
Right. I could
From
see that
him.
being disappointing almost. Like
Yeah.
a little like, oh, this isn't what I want.
Yeah. But hey,
Yeah.
they released it on Halloween. It's great around that time of year.
It's
so.
cool. Yeah, it's a vibe. And if you're into that vibe, then you're going to love it.
Yep. Kylan, yes, our guest.
How many more are there?
I just have one.
Yeah, one more.
Do you have
Yeah.
one more? Okay.
Well, I think it's probably the same one.
Okay.
This is
Jerry,
crazy.
Take it away. It is crazy, isn't it? It's
So
crazy.
the
He's a
last one
prolific
is Low Tom.
Oh.
And this is probably the
is-
one I would guess one of the
okay.
ones you're more familiar with.
I
right,
know
Kylan?
Low Tom.
Yes.
So this is
I'm
Dave
familiar
Bazan,
with-
Jason
yes.
Martin, Trey Minnie, and J.W. Walsh.
Okay.
T.W. Walsh. J.W. T.W. Can't remember. I always get confused, but yes.
I trust
WWW.
Timothy William Walsh, I'm not afraid to die.
W. Walsh.
Walsh. Okay, I know Low Tom. I like Low Tom.
Yeah.
Cool.
Were you
Big Low
aware
Tom
that it was
guy.
a Jason Martin side
No.
project? Oh yeah, he's one of the guitarists.
I may have been at one point, but yeah, I didn't.
Things have happened since then.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm a big Pedro guy, big Pedro the Lion, Dave Bazan guy. And so this side project hits a lot of spots for me. So
That's cool.
I agree. I've also got a lot of fun memories with it as well. So some good records.
oh yeah,
How many records? Does
Two.
Low Tom have two? Okay.
They got two.
I
Yeah.
thought so.
2017 and 2020.
Okay.
We can talk about this more, but sonically, which record do you like more? Because the first record is very bare bones, very minimal production, and the second one is a lot more kind of like cleaner and like more high fidelity kind of stuff, like more.
I don't know if I gave the second one enough of a shot. I listened to it again this week leading up to this, and I'm like, oh, I think I maybe wrote this album off a little too quick because it wasn't because
Well,
I
it's not
liked
like
the first.
Anything
like the
was
first
going
one
on
a
in
lot.
2020. I mean,
Yeah,
Right.
we were just.
I
Don't listen to
loved the first album a lot, and I don't think the second one hit for me at the time. But revisiting it this week, I was like, oh, there's some jams on here. I like this. I like the way this sounds. And we'll talk about this here in a little bit because, yeah, I have a song on mine. But I have my top 5, but I have a couple honorable mentions, and I have a Low Tom on my honorable mention, and we can get into it.
Do you have a love of vinyl? Do you also have a love of life? Do you have The Love of Life by Watashi Wa on vinyl? If you answered yes to all of those questions except for the last one, I'd love to tell you about our sponsor for today, which is, of course, CollideRecords.com. And I would like to highlight that they have The Love of Life on vinyl by Watashi Wa on a beautiful red color to match the artwork. And they also have their 2022 record, People Like People, on CD as well. If you're a Watashi Wa fan looking to fill out some of your catalog of physical media in your collection, go to colliderecords.com where you can find those 2 records and plenty more of your favorite vinyl and CDs from so many artists. Go to colliderecords.com and use our promo code ChurchJamsNow to get 20% off your first order. Once again, that's promo code ChurchJamsNow on colliderecords.com to get 20% off your first order. And let me tell you, all of me thinks that's a great deal.
All right. Well, that's all. That's everything I have. So if you want to start getting into it, or with your
Let's
honorable
do it.
mentions or whatever else you have.
Yeah.
We can do the honorable mentions. I put so before we jump into the top 5, I do have a couple. So I had so I made a little playlist as I was going through and listening back to all these songs, and as I would listen back, and I would just drag a song over and be like, okay, I'm going to drag it to this playlist, and I'll come back to it. And that's kind of how I narrowed down. It was like, I think it was my top 5 Jason Martin side pieces was the name of my list. And there were a couple, like I had 2 Low Tom songs. This is a little bit of a spoiler. There is a Low Tom song on my top 5. And I was torn between which Low Tom song I wanted to go with, because one was my favorite song and one was more Starflyer. One reminded me more of Starflyer. And so Bubblegum is one that from the first album, and Start Paying, I'm sorry, from the second album. Those 2 remind me the most of Starflyer. So I have to give them an honorable mention because they are the most Jason Martin.
Yeah.
And so, and then my other honorable mention was Why Can't You Be by Bon Voyage. I really struggled. I wanted that one to be in my top 5, but I just couldn't.
But you're just like, why can't you be in my top 5?
Why can't you be in my top 5 is what I said over and over.
Yeah.
So yeah. So how do we want to attack this? Do we want to just start with like 5 and work our way down between the 2 of us? How are you feeling about this, Josh?
I think that's a good way to go about it.
Okay.
Hey guys, I love
Yes.
y'all. Is there any chance I could jump off a little bit early? I got something that just came up.
For sure.
Yes. You
Can y'all
just have to
finish
tell
this
us
up?
all top 5 songs right now.
Okay, Bon Voyage, Mon Frere. I
Yeah,
love.
that's a good one.
Great.
I love Low Tom, Tom number 2.
Also love High Tom. You know,
High Tom.
What's a Low
I
Tom
love-
without a High Tom?
I love from Morella's Forest 88, Mushroom, the other white meat. I love Brothers Martin does Brothers Karamazov, and I love Starflyer 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Yep, it's good. That's my favorite one. Good.
Oh my gosh! Now we need to do a Starflyer 2001.
Starflyer
Something. There's something there.
I know.
That's good,
There's
Kylan.
something there. I love you guys.
Love you too.
This is really
See you,
fun.
Kylan.
I'm sorry I
Joining.
can't finish it up.
We did forget a side project.
Oh, did we? Okay, here.
Red
Oh,
Strat.
yeah. Oh, you actually have the vinyl. Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now that Kylan's gone, we can get into it. No, this is just the weirdest thing to me. I don't know. Like, it's such a weird. Who's in the band again? Remember me? Is it
Jason Martin, Tim Tabor.
Tim Tabor? That's it. Yeah.
I think Chuck Cummings, Steve Dial. Yeah, it's all the same guys. It's all the same guys that are in everything.
Yeah.
But it's it didn't make none of them made my top 5. So
yeah. It's just.
it's a strange.
It's such a
thing.
strange because they pressed such a limited amount of vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
They're not releasing it digitally,
Nope.
and I'm just like, why even bother? Like, just to make like a exclusive,
like it's a bit.
hard saw. Yeah, it feels like a bit.
It's a bit because even like the artwork is like so stupid.
Yeah, the hot saucer.
Yeah, and
Like-
the music is so stupid. It's all so stupid, but I think it's on
Okay.
purpose.
It's
like
on
it's just
purpose.
like
Okay.
it's like bar rock. Like I don't know. Like it's I listened to it once when I got it and I was like, all right, I don't think I'll ever listen to that again.
But I have it.
But I have it.
One of 100 vinyls press, I guess.
Yeah,
in
I think it was like
existence.
250 or
something like that. Yeah, it's a very small
So-
number.
Yeah, so I don't know if we want to cover that or if that was us covering it just now.
No, yeah, I think that was a good call. I forget that
Yeah.
he was not involved. He was involved in that as well. Yeah, because
So
it's not even. I mean,
You can't
technically
get
the
it.
emergency, but at least like Atlantic
pretty
shelved
easy
it.
to
You
find.
know what? And yeah, you can find it, but it's like,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
nobody's
it.
really
Just don't
heard
get it.
this. I don't care if we. I mean, we don't need to cover it. It might be worth mentioning that it exists, so people don't come at us. But yeah,
Yeah, I think that'll work. I think we mentioned it right there, so
Yeah.
that'll be fine. Okay, so yours are ranked. Your top
yeah.
five
I
ranked?
have five. I have them in an order.
Okay. I can
so-
put mine in an order. I did kind of pull a little bit of a TJ here I wanted to kind of just represent, pick
Yeah.
one song at least from a lot, like at least the ones that mean the most to me.
Sure.
And so I kind of picked those, but I think I can order them.
I mean, that's kind of how I did it. I picked the ones that I liked and kind of meant something, and then I ordered those. I went through and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to put these in an order that makes sense to me from my favorite to my most favorite.
All right. That sounds great. Would you like to lead us off?
I will. So my number 5 song is actually Bon Voyage. And I struggled here because I love that first album, and I probably listened to that album more than any other Bon Voyage album. It's a mood. I don't listen to it a ton, but I listened to it a ton when it came out. And there were so many songs that I could have gone with off that first album. But honestly, it's The Telephone off of their
The Right Amount.
Off of The Right Amount, and I just love that song so much. Like the slide guitar. So this album came out in 2002, and it sits right there between Leave Here a Stranger and Old, and to me it's like completely feels like that era of Starflyer to me that I love. And it's like the slide guitar in the intro. There's like this tremolo guitar in your left ear, and then there's the surf guitar that Jason is just kind of known for. And that classic verses that are kind of in this minor key, and it changes to more of a major feel on the choruses. Yeah, love this song, man. Such a good one.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the best song on that record. So that's a great pick. It's a great
Agreed. So, yep, that's my number 5.
pick. Okay. I'm going to pick for my number 5. I'm going to pick from White Lighter. I'm going to go Heavy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to
Heavy.
go. Yeah. Which, yeah, I guess Jason just did some keys on it, but in the video, he's playing his Jag in the live video that I'm familiar with. But yeah, that one, this record just has a lot of bops on it, some
it.
jams. But yeah, this one I think is just I think it was the first one I saw because of the video for it. But man, as much as I wanted to pick the one that Jason did lead guitar on, Andy Prickett's guitar lines on this song are so good.
So good.
Like the really heavily modulated descending, and then he has the finger picked, the kind of classic rock, like the double stop kind of finger picking on it.
Yep.
Andy Prickett kills it on this song.
Dude, Andy Prickett is such a stud, man.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites.
I don't really, to be honest, I don't know much about the Prayer Chain other than I know they exist.
Right.
But I don't know much about them, their music otherwise. But
yeah, he's Mercury is one of those albums where I'm like, this is a topic for another discussion, I'm sure at some point. But they just played in Nashville. They did their 30th anniversary, and they just never cease to amaze. That album, Mercury, and his guitar work and what he did was it came out in '94, and I'm like, I'm listening to it in 2025, and it still sounds like it was delivered via aliens on a spaceship from the future. It just is exists outside of time somehow, and I don't understand it. So cool album. He's amazing, and I think that's what drew me to White Lighter so much. Yeah. So Heavy. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Good pick
there. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, number 4 for me. I kicked it over to the Brothers Martin. Communicate was a strong contender. I mean, that's like, if you look at Spotify, that's their most streamed song, and I do love. It's like a true collaboration. But I think, I think the one for me was The Plot That Weaves.
Okay, all right.
I love that song.
Was there pressure to pick a Jason song from that record? Like subtly, maybe subconsciously, to be like, I can't pick a Ronnie song.
Well, I think maybe subconsciously, but honestly, like, so this album sits kind of, it's in that era as My Island, right? It's about 2006, which is roughly the same era.
Yeah, it came out like, 4 months after My Island?
Yeah, something like that. But this album, the Jason songs really remind me a lot of talking voice versus singing voice.
Yeah.
And that's like one of my most, like, that's a very underrated Starflyer album. I love that album so much. And this song really feels like that. And I love the synth work because it feels like it kind of was on that album, that kind of some of the stuff. I said this earlier, but I remember people being bummed about this album. And it's like, man, like, I don't know. Like, this is exactly what it is. I think this is great. There's a piano part at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That is practically the same melody as the lead guitar on Young in My Head. And when I heard it,
I'm going to do that again. Another decade.
Another decade later, and I was listening to this when I was going through these songs again, and it was driving me insane. I'm like, wait, that piano part, like, that is so familiar. And like, I'm like, that's another song. That's another Jason song. And I was going through like the whole Starflyer discography, just like clicking, and I'm like, oh, there it is. Found it. Like, they're practically the same.
Oh, that's funny. I've never A-B'd them, but I'll have to now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's great. A great pick, Jerry. A great pick.
Thank you.
For my 4th, I'm going to go Low Tom here.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to go I'm switching it up a little bit. I think I'm going to pick No Margin of Error from the second record.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes. And I kind of have to admit that the first record was a really big one for me. And it was like, my wife and I, it came out when we were engaged. She really liked that record.
Oh, nice.
And so we jammed it a lot together. She started learning bass after we got married. And so like that Bubblegum was one of the songs that she liked playing along to. And I would just listen and pick out the parts by ear to like learn the guitar parts for it and stuff like that. So we played that song a lot together. So like I've definitely have more memories of, and like more nostalgia for the first record. But then kind of also like revisited the second one a little bit more, which production wise, I think I like a little bit more because I like a more stacked, cleaner production that the second record is than the first one. And No Margin of Error just has some like really good swagger to it.
Yep.
It's kind of heavy.
Yes.
It's got some cool Jason like lead parts that come in that are like pretty sparse. He's not doing a ton, but they're like perfectly placed.
Which is kind of his MO. Like,
Yeah.
if that's like, he is the king of that, man. Just placing like the coolest little lick or lead part. And it's like it's nothing technical, but it's like just the perfect part. Yeah, that's interesting. I do. That second album it's like, it just feels heavier for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely got
cool.
some more guitar parts in there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to pick for mine. So, but
Heck
I overall, I've definitely listened to the first record way more than
same.
the second one. Yeah.
I'm probably going to go back and get down with the second one a little bit more because after revisiting this past week for this, I was like, oh, I feel like I've really missed out on this album. Yeah. There's some really good jams on here that I really like. I think I kind of wrote it because I wanted it to be that a continuation of that first album, and it doesn't sound like it. And it was like, I'm just not feeling. I just wasn't feeling it. But yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know, like before the album even came out, I think it was already like announced that like Bazan had quit, and so it was like, oh, we're not going to get any more. Like this is kind of like this is the swan song of it. So
it's kind of crazy to me that it even exists because it feels like Jason and Dave Bazan are two very strong musical personalities, right? Like they're very singular in their musical kind of output and like what they do, and like I wonder. Like, this is just a one. Like I just like I kind of felt like it was almost too good to be true that this band even existed, in my opinion, because it's like, man, this is like two kind of in my opinion strong musical personalities. How long could that last?
Yeah,
two
exactly.
albums it seems.
2 albums and 16 songs. So
Yep.
2
It's great.
eight-track
I'm glad we
records.
have it.
That's
Yep.
we got them now. Yeah,
All right. So what that brings us to 3.
yeah, 3.
Okay, my number 3 is this is Enemy Ships, the Emergency / the Emergency, and it's Sorry Doesn't Work.
Sorry, doesn't work.
Yeah,
right.
So I sat on this album for a while. I didn't love it, and I moved to Texas in about 2000 after Bleach had stopped touring. I moved to Texas, moved to Dallas, lived there. It was about 2004 or 5-ish, and I got back into this album for some reason. Just kind of became something. Like I said, I had a bootleg copy that somebody had given me, and man, this song, "Sorry Doesn't Work." I love the synths. I love the musically. It's kind of it just kind of drives. It has like these snotty vocals. Like the song should have been a single and it should have been huge. Like I really feel like if there was a single on the album, that was the one. Like that. It was kind of a pretty big missed opportunity for them. I really love this song a lot. Yeah. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, no, it is. No, it's just especially. It's not because like they were late or anything too. It's like it was like 2003, 2004. Like that's like the prime time for something like this.
I just feel, man, Atlantic just kind of dropped the ball. Like this song should have been everywhere. I think. I mean, what's interesting is I think they actually had songs that were on. Like they had placement in TV shows and stuff.
Oh, really?
If you look, there's some of the. I forget which show it was, but there was a comment on one of the YouTube, because somebody's uploaded the whole album on YouTube, and it's like, oh, I'm here because of such and such show.
Oh, so they already had placement in shows.
They had placement in shows. They had everything. It just, for some reason, and I think this song could have been a single and could have been huge.
Interesting. It worked for Jimmy Eat World with Clarity, but then it wasn't enough for Enemy Ships, I guess. They're like, nope.
Guess not.
Yeah. Bummer. Okay. No, I was spinning that record again this week, and I was like, yeah, there's more to like this record than I gave it credit for originally.
I think,
and
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, and I will say it was very nice to hear Dirk getting a chance to kind of like rip some sweet bass lines with Jason, because it's like, I imagine in Dirk's shoes, like being like, he does Enemy Ships or whatever, he's just rocking some awesome bass, and then Jason's like, oh, I need someone, Cloud's not playing bass anymore, do you want to come play bass at Starflyer? And he's like, oh sweet, it's gonna be awesome. He heard I'm the Portuguese blues. He's like, this is gonna be great. And then Jason gives him all the talking voice stuff, and he's like, oh, these are the songs that you want me to play bass on?
It's like the most straightforward.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should have called me, Jason. I would have been your guy. I would have been all over that.
I can root note it up.
I can root note all day long, man. Like, give me that bass. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned Portuguese blues. Like, I had a note here because this album was in between Leave Here a Stranger and Old. It was kind of in that same era, this Enemy Ships, but it feels like Portuguese blues to me. That's what I wrote that note down. Yep. Like, this album feels very Portuguese blues, which was not my favorite Starflyer album, but like in the context of like what was happening with this album and knowing kind of that, like, it makes sense. I get it. I was real burnt at the time. I was real burned out by all of that, like all of those bands that were trying to do that like new rock thing.
Yeah.
It just didn't, like, I just was not into it at the time. I can definitely appreciate it now, like being removed from it as like for what it is, like as a collection of songs, like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I was just really burned out on it.
Yeah.
So
I get that. Yeah. I get that.
Interesting album, and it should have been huge.
It definitely is. Should have been. I thought about that. I was like, this seems like a great thing to cover for like this lost album, but I'm like, also like, how popular is it going to be to talk about an album that like isn't out there in like the streaming and like the music distributor space?
Right, and that nobody like outside of a small circle of people really knows
exactly.
about.
Like you get the lost album angle, which is good, but then you're like,
Which
also,
is cool.
if you want to hear these songs, you got to go to YouTube and like search for it. And it's also like some more generic names, but you can find it pretty easily. But
You can find it pretty easy, yeah.
yeah, so
Cool. Yeah, that's my number 3.
that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh yeah, I was about to do my number 2. Thank you for saying number 3. My number 3. I'm going to Brothers Martin song, and I'm also doing The Plot That Weaves.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
look at that.
No,
a good song, man.
It's a great song. I remember whenever I got that album the first time, and I was like going through it, and I was like, yeah, these songs are good or whatever. And then that song came on, and I was like, oh yeah, I love this. And I just like kept like repeating,
Yes.
and I was like, this one song is worth the price of the whole record. Like just to have
100%.
this, yeah, it's so good. And there's a lot of other really good songs on the record too, but that one
Love
just-
that album. Yep.
It really stands out.
Yeah.
Plot
Good.
does
Out.
weave.
I love that. The plot thickens and weaves. Yeah. Yeah. Go back and listen. It's right at about 2:15 and that there's a synth, kind of a synthy solo that Ronnie does, and then it goes into this piano part, and it is like almost note for note the same.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
After Ronnie Cynthia. Yeah. Okay.
And it sent me, like, my partner was cracking up because I was in here, like, I was going through every
It's somewhere.
album. I'm like, it's somewhere. I know this is another song because I can like almost hum. I can almost pick out a melody of or even maybe I'm close to it was like right there at the tip. Yeah, it was really fun. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I even re-listened to the song because whenever we were talking about a top 5, I'm like, well, I know The Plot That Weaves is going to be on there, so I don't even have to listen to the whole song.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. That's funny. Cool. Okay. Number 2. Okay. So number 2 for me, this was fun. My number 2 was my number 1 until
Displaced.
I listened to my number 1 again, and I was like, oh. And it was I had to move the number 1 up to number 1. My number 2 is Overboard by Low Tom.
Okay.
And I struggle because this song is the least Jason Martin like. It's not like it doesn't really remind. There are songs on that first Low Tom album. I mean, I mentioned Bubblegum and then even Start Paying from the second album. Like, I mean, they're super, like, you could tell that that's a Jason Martin guitar riff. Like, this one isn't. If you watch the live on KEXP video, which is great, that is it T.W. Walsh? I said J.W.
Yes,
earlier.
T.W.
It's T.W. Walsh. It feels like a riff that he probably brought in because he's playing it at the beginning. But it's such a good song, man. And this song really just kind of hit for me, like lyrically. When it came out, a lot of the lyrics just kind of hit home for me. But I love the guitar work, I think, more than anything, and especially in that video because T.W. Walsh and Jason are doing some cool, like, lead guitar interplay. Like, one of them will play one part and the other. Like, if you listen to the album, it just sounds like one person is playing one, like, these little lead, almost kind of a call and response to what Bazan's doing on the vocal. But, like, if you watch in the video, like, TW will play one part of it, and then Jason will do another part and do some cool bends. It's just a really cool, like, I don't know, man. This song is so good. It's so catchy. I love that chorus. Yeah, that's my number 2, man. It was almost my number 1.
It's a great pick. And then then you had to toss it overboard to number 2.
Had to toss it overboard. Yep.
I remember TW saying before that record, I think it was before the record came out, that he said, and I can't remember which, so I think he said that Jason brought 4 songs, TW brought 3, and Bazan brought 1. I think it's either 4 Jason, 3 TW, or vice versa.
Flipped. Yeah.
And so, like, listening through, I was like, okay,
I know.
Bubblegum's got to be
Yes.
got to be a Jason song. Find the Shrine's got to be a Jason song.
Right.
Like, and so then I was like, okay, which ones are the TW ones? Which one's the one Bazan one? So, like, I was trying to go through and figure that out. But yeah, I definitely think you're right. I think Overboard, I've always assumed was a TW song.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if Circle the Wagons or
No,
Covered Wagon?
Covered Wagon.
Covered Wagon. I wonder if that's a Bazan song. That feels like a Bazan song.
I was thinking he was Bad Luck Charm.
Oh, okay.
Or Pretty Cool. It's either Bad Luck Charm or
I
Pretty
love Pretty
cool
Cool.
that I've always liked. This one feels kind of Pedro-y.
Pretty Cool was almost in the running for me to be a pick too. I really like Pretty Cool, but yeah, Overboard,
that's
man,
pretty
like
cool.
it's pretty cool. No, Overboard's my pick. Yeah, I love that. I love. There's one bend. If you watch that KEXP video, there's this bend that Jason does that is like we were talking about it earlier. It's like he's like so masterful at like these tasty little like simple, but like the most well placed. And he does this bend where it's like he's bending that string up like almost. It's almost 2 frets worth of notes that he is doing this bend, and it's such a Jason Martin move. And I'm like, yes. Please, more of that. Yeah, so good. So good. Such a good song, man.
It is. And just the fact that they got him on KEXP is just crazy.
Love it.
So,
yep.
He says 0 words, but he's there.
He is there.
You can view him on a camera, which is astounding.
Which is unheard of.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It is. So my number 2 and my number 1 here. This is one where I feel like, artist-wise, my number 2 should, like, if I'm representing the artist that means more to me, it probably should be my number 1. But I just wanted to go with my number 1 with what I had. So for number 2, I am going to go with some Neon Horse, your favorite side project. Yep. And this one was really hard for me because I really love all the Neon Horse stuff.
Interesting.
And I thought about doing even a new one because the new one is really good. But the one that just kind of stuck out to me the most from the nowadays from their first record is the closing track, Merciless Mother. It was really hard to pick, but I really like that song a lot. It's a very big closer. It's the only like 4-minute song. All the other songs are 2 minutes or under on that record. So it's like the standout long song on there.
Okay.
But it's really, I really like it. It closes out the record really cool way. It's really creepy, so it's like great for Halloween vibes.
Wow. I love, again, on paper, I love everything about it.
Yeah.
Maybe a future Dial M episode is you compiling the top 5 songs that you think would make me a Neon Horse fan.
Yeah, and that one, I don't think Mark's doing quite the zany voice as much.
Okay.
It's more kind of normal Mark.
Okay.
Still within the Neon Horse
character,
the Norman Horse character, if you will. So
right. Great. Again, man, I've tried, and even I've tried in the past, and even this week, I'm like, man, I need to give Neon Horse another shot because I have a lot of friends who like love Neon Horse, and I'm like, I feel like I should, but I just don't. So, yeah,
that's fair.
I would love to have my opinion changed.
No, we'll do it.
Future episode idea there. You changing my stance on Neon Horse. All right. So my number 1. If you've kind of pieced together my context clues, my number 1 is it's Omens by White Lighter.
Okay, but it has to be a White Lighter song.
Yes.
So, okay.
Man, this song, like, I really love this album so much. Like, I love that this album exists, and it sits there in between I Am a CEO, and Slow. But it doesn't sound like any of that, obviously. Like you said, Jason kind of was like contributed here and there. But what sold me on this song was the video. And I remember seeing the video. Somebody shared it with me because it's Andy Prickett, it's Jason Martin, it's Mark Solomon, it's all of these people from all these bands that I absolutely love. And I love the fact that it looks like Jason forgot his guitar strap that day.
He's just sitting down. Yep.
And he's just sitting down. And he's just like ripping over, just like chilling. And you don't even see him until like in the video, it's like almost halfway through the video. And you're like, there's a quick camera and he's just sitting there just kind of playing his guitar.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I don't want to be
much.
on camera.
It's like, he's like, don't film me, bro. Like, please don't film me. But it's like, what? Like, but yeah, I absolutely love this album because to me, it's like, I am a heavy music guy. Like, I love heavy music. So just a little bit of lore around me. So like my first band ever that I played guitar in was a hardcore band. So like think along the lines of Zayo and their Tooth and Nail album, A Splinter Shards, A Birth of Separation. Like To me,
Okay.
like that's one of my favorite albums. I love hardcore. I love heavy. I'm not super into screamy. I can do that album, but I just love heavy music. And so, like, this album is so doomy and so sludgy, and it's like it feels to me like old Starflyer. So like gold, silver, a little bit of Americana, but it's that heavy kind of like sludgy, like it's not as poppy. It's a little more shoegazy, but like it's like that old Starflyer meets Black Sabbath and Ozzy.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. I just really love this album. The bass and drums are just like the way they groove. And I just love that. I love that video of Jason just kind of sitting there. He's just ripping these guitar parts, and he's just like doesn't have a guitar strap, and he's like an old guy sitting down, and I just love it. Yep, it's my number one, man. This album floors me. I hadn't listened to it in a little bit, and I was going through today, and just like I could have picked any number of songs from this album, but Omen's the one for me, man.
Dang, I'm gonna have to listen to it again now. I mean, I listened to most of it to try to pick which song because I didn't know which one it's gonna be, but yeah, you sold me on it all
it's
over
good,
again.
Man. Dude, yep. Heavy music, man. Give me heavy music. I'm going to start a heavy band one day. Like,
do it.
Mark my words.
Like, drop C, drop
maybe.
B. Who knows?
At the very least, drop D, but maybe drop C. Maybe drop C.
There you go. I'll look forward to it, Jerry. Okay, so my number one that I'm going to pick is more.
I truly don't know. I don't know. Like I actually don't know. So
yeah. I'll say this album has definitely risen in my appreciation over the last 4 years.
Okay.
I'll give you maybe a hint is that it definitely rose whenever I was working on a surf record that I was writing.
Okay.
So that may give you a hint.
Yep.
Yep. But I'm going to pick from the first Bon Voyage record.
Yep.
I'm going to pick I Just Want to Be With You.
Yes. Man, this was in the running for my Bon Voyage song.
Was it?
Because I had to have a Bon Voyage song. Like
Yeah,
I'm like I have to have a and so this was in the running. I love it.
Yeah. I'm like technically West Coast Friendship is probably the best song on that record.
Yes,
and
for sure.
And I really love No Paradise as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But just something about this song like clicked with me a couple years ago, and then I'm like, if I can only listen to one on this record, that's the one I pick, kind of thing. And I'll start at the beginning sometimes, but sometimes I'll be like, I'm just going to pick this one, and then maybe we'll start the record from track 7 and then let it go through or something. But
interesting, yeah.
It's just like it feels like so like kind of like classic, like it could be a 50s kind of song or something like that, but it's still a little surfy too, and it just is a great entry. I love.
It took me a minute, because we touched on this earlier, but because in my head, like my first introduction to Starflyer with a female vocalist was the Lee and Me song, and this is not that. So Bon Voyage is not that. Like to me, like her vocals are not. Julie's vocals are a little bit of an acquired thing for me.
They're very distinct and unique. Yep.
They're very like that twee pop, like very high pitched, and I'm like, at very first listen, I was like, I'm not sure I can get down with this. But man, I struggled because I was like, there were so many songs off that first album because I wore that first album out so much. I love that album so much because it grew on me quick. But yeah, good pick, man. I love that. Yeah,
thanks.
It could have been any number of those songs.
Yeah. No, that first record is just. It's really good. It's really good.
It is very good. I don't think they touched. I think my pick, "The Telephone," was the best song off that album. I don't think they've gotten close to that. I think for me too, the biggest thing about that album, because it's very similar to what's the Starflyer album that came after Americana? No, after Leave Here a Stranger.
Old.
Oh boy, it's because the
Starflyer
artwork
one.
Yeah, the Starflyer album that was...
it's old, isn't it?
No, it was Everybody Makes Mistakes.
Before, yeah.
Yeah, before, I'm sorry. So it was before. It was the one in between. Yeah, so the artwork. I remember the artwork for that Bon Voyage album just being, because it's like you pull out the CD and it's like all these weird, like, it's like you open it up and there's these cards.
There's
and it's
cards,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was such an interesting experience, like having the CD, because it's like,
No, I love the design, the layout, and everything is really good.
The layout was so good, and man, yeah, and I can't wait to talk about that album. So
Yeah.
a little bit of a
Only
teaser.
We had it on the schedule for very
If only
soon.
we had it on the schedule. But yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
a good one to talk about.
I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of the artwork for that album, have you seen? I can't think of his name right now. Charlie. Charlie's like his artist picture on Spotify is like him in front of that building. On Spotify, yeah, it's like the same
That's really
building
funny.
that they did the picture in front of. It's him in
that's
front
funny.
of it. It's like, yep, it's your heritage.
It's your heritage, and I guess that might be something we need to touch on sometime too. Like we need to talk about the Rocky Valentines, because
Yeah,
that's an interesting man. Like, so another episode.
Agreed.
I like what he's doing. I like Charlie's future. So
yeah. I think the second album that he did last year was pretty good.
yeah, that was pretty good.
Definitely some growth.
So yeah, man, cool.
All right, sweet. Well, great picks, Jerry. Great picks.
Yeah, you
I'm
as well,
excited
Josh.
for the future of the show to expose you to more, force you to listen to more Neon Horse. And maybe you'll come around. If
Maybe I'll
not,
come around.
If you don't, it'll still make for good material.
I love, again, on paper, I should love Neon Horse because I love that White Lighter album so much. Like, I knew immediately, I may have tipped my hand a little bit, but when we were texting about this, I'm like, oh, we absolutely have to include White Lighter.
Oh, okay, because you're
'Cause
like,
I knew-
I'm banking on it.
I'm like, we have to include that because I know for a fact that's going to be in my top 5. And like,
Okay.
as I was going through, I'm like, yeah, that's my number 1, man. Like, where I don't know, something about that. But yeah, I am open to being sold on Neon Horse.
Okay. Well,
Cool, man.
we'll get to it eventually, but we've got
Yeah.
some other records to cover before then. So, yeah, we had a
Big year.
quiet year last year for the show, for the spinoff show, but we got a couple more episodes playing this year. We got some more things to talk about.
Yeah, it's not really our fault. If you want to like really like, if you want to break it down, it's kind of Jason Martin's fault. Or
Kinda.
not. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
What was he
didn't
doing
give it-
last year?
Yeah, what did he do last year? He didn't give us anything to talk about. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
at least this year, he's given us some stuff to talk about. So.
Until he drops album number 18, we don't have anything to talk about.
Cool, man. No, this is
Sweet.
great. Good picks to you too, man. That was great. This is fun.
Yeah. I still have never come up with a way to end this show. So I have to come up with a fun catchphrase for it. But thanks for joining us on this little offshoot of CJN. Thanks to my lovely co-host, Mr. Jerry Morrison, and our guest who had to dip out early and his extensive knowledge of all this adjacent Martin songs.
Jason Martin.
If
songs,
anything,
yes.
he gave us that
He gave us the
wonderful
title.
title. Yep. In
Yep.
real time, folks. That was on air.
That was on air. Thank you, Colin.
Yep. So until then, bon voyage and find yourself a nice white lighter, I guess. There's something there. We'll figure it out.
There's something
but
there.
also,
We'll figure it
yes,
out.
let us know what are your favorite Jason Martin side projects? What are your favorite songs from those side projects? And let us know what you want to hear. If you have any other ideas
Yeah.
that you want to hear us cover
Tell us what you want.
for future eps, let us know. Love to hear it. And until then, peace out. Adjacent Martins. We'll see.
See you guys. I have some artifacts. I was telling my partner, I'm like, people probably would buy these from me. And they're in wonderful condition. Like I forgot about them, honestly, until I was thinking about this. I was like going through, I'm like, oh, I have those albums. Like those 7 inches. I mean, like the first 4 Velvet Blue releases. And I probably have 2 or 3 others over there that are not like I skipped one or two, and I don't know. I just ordered everything. Like when they came out, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to order that. I'm going to order that.
Thanks for listening to Church Jams Now. If you liked the show, please consider leaving us a rating or a review. It really helps, and we might even read your review on the show. You can also join our Patreon at patreon.com/churchjamsnowpodcast. Tiers start at $5 per month for tons of bonus content, but you can even join for free to get access to our discussion boards, cast your vote on future episodes, and more. Peace out, Montfrères.